Guys, I cannot believe I'm having to make this video. I felt like in the second half of that last video, I was pretty clear what the distinctions were, but I had a feeling that a lot of people would get the wrong idea, so here's a video clarifying everything. And if you are wondering if you're what I'm talking about, make sure to watch. Guys, no one is saying that if you are experiencing crisis that all your friends should leave you. No one is also saying, hey, if you notice your friend is going through a crisis, you should leave them. That is an extremely obtuse way of thinking. No one is saying that. Going through crisis is a part of the human experience, and saying anything otherwise would be ridiculous. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about what the crisis friend is. So for those of you who need further clarification, a crisis friend is someone who will manipulate and weaponize their crises to harm their friends. They know that they're going to get more attention if they're in crisis versus when they're not in crisis. So everything in their life is framed around what other people can do to support them or initiate conversations that can make that type of outcome happen. Now, there are many of you who said, shame on you. I can't believe you'd think this. Those of you that say that probably have never experienced a crisis friend. And you know what? Good for you. I'm not expecting that all of you have experienced this. But enough of you in the comments have told me how grateful that you are that I did raise awareness for this, because when everything is veiled through the lens of crisis, it's not something you think to question. It's kind of unfathomable to think that someone would do that, but it seems like it's a part of so many people's experience. So if you're wondering if you're the crisis friend, here's what I have to ask you. 1. Are crises experienced by both people? Even though sometimes it can be heavy weighted towards one person and heavy weighted towards another person at a time, is there that reciprocity there? Can the other person come to you with their crises? Another thing is, how do you respond when your friends come to you and tell you that you hurt their feelings? If you get offended and dismissive and don't make space for them, you are a crisis friend. And lastly, the topic of accountability. When a crisis does happen that could have been avoided, are you willing to accept your role in the situation? Of course, I'm not talking about mental illness or death or anything like that. I'm meaning if your car broke down, was it something that you could have changed the oil on a few days ago? Or does your friend now have to suddenly pay for your oil and pay for all the repairs? At the end of the day, what I'm saying is the more we raise awareness about people that operate in this way, this manipulative weaponizing tactic, the easier it's going to be for all of us to make empowered boundary decisions for ourselves. Hope that helps.